Good morning, students. Today we will be discussing on the topic diversity in living world. As this term is stuck in our mind, then we justify it by the millions of varieties of species. Variety of species. Dear students, till to date, about 1.7 to 1.8 millions of animals and plant species have been disclosed. To study this vast number of species, a short lifespan of 70 to 80 years of a person will become very short, so that to study these vast number of species, their identification and all kind of characteristics, there is a need to classify them on the basis of their similarities and dissimilarities as well as interaction among the organisms, so that Walter G. Rosen gave a term biodiversity. And friends, you will know that biodiversity, bio is a Greek word, bios, that means life, and diversity refers to variety of species. Now we will discuss on the term biodiversity. Biodiversity refers to the vast number of species, as I will state you earlier, about 1.7 to 1.8 millions. It means 17 to 18 lakhs of animal and plant species have been disclosed. We can categorize this vast number of species by this illustration. Number of plant species, about 10.5 lakhs, and animals including microscopic to macroscopic, about 5.5 lakh. Then the problem will arise in the mind of the scholars as well as scientists. How will we study this vast number of animals and plants? Then the main concept will be arises Why not we conclude the animals and plant species which have similar characteristics into a particular group? Then, on the basis of similar and dissimilar characteristics, these plants as well as animal species are classified into a particular group, as I will tell you that on the basis of their identical characteristics. Taking for example, when we have to write an essay on a cow, then students, you will only write about the morphological and physical appearance of the cow, such that what is the color, where she is found, and what she eats, what the kind of babies she gave birth, and what the product they give us. And you will easily fill up 2 to 3 pages on this essay. But students, you will write this essay but not found any anatomical, or you can say that histological characteristics of this animal. Because if you want to try to study the histological and anatomical characteristics of this species, then you find that simply a book will be completed. It may be 200 to 300 pages of a book on a only single species. Then we are here discussing 17 to 18 lakh of species. So that in classification, the biologists and scientists altogether classify the animals for taking example of, like the before example, all the male genetic animals including cow, goat, buffaloes, etc. into a particular group, as we say them male genetic animal. Then we will discuss how the classification of these vast number of species take place and what is the basis of classification through which it can be done by the biologist. First of all, Carolus Linnaeus. Carolus Linnaeus is regarded as father of classification. During 1751, he made a comparative study of these vast number of species and first used the term classification. Before him, the father of biology, Aristotle, also classified the whole living world into only 2 kingdoms, the animal and the plant. But Linnaeus makes a comparative study of these living world and classify the whole living kingdom or living world into mainly 4 categories. More discuss about these categories in next chapter, but here I will state what kind of classification was given by Carolus Linnaeus. The first kingdom was Monera. Second one is Protista, Animalia, and Plant. Due to some dissimilarities, R.H. Whittaker classify some kinds of non-photosynthetic plants into another category that is called fungi, and in your syllabus 5 kingdom system study will be offered in the next chapter. Now how we define the term classification. Classification may be defined as the group of animals and plants, animals or plants having similar or dissimilar characteristics into a particular group, that is called classification. This kind of classification is done on the basis of similar and dissimilar characteristics, and the interaction among the organism is also related with this classification. Now the another problem will be rises in front of the biologist. After classification, what will be the group name? ग्रुप नेम क्या होना चाहिए, यह समस्या जो है हमारे जीव वैज्ञानिकों के सामने आया. नाउ द अदर टर्म विल बी राइजिंग, दैट इज टैक्सोनॉमी. व्हाट? टैक्सोनॉमी. द टर्म टैक्सोनॉमी is also taken from the Greek word taxa, that means group, and nomos means to giving name. Thus, to giving a particular name to the group, that is called taxonomy. We will define the taxonomy as a branch of biology under which the kinds of principles and methods as well as techniques are used to define a particular group on the basis of their similar and dissimilar characteristics, as Linnaeus was explained earlier. Now, after classification, the another serious problem will be arises to define a particular, not only a particular group, but a particular species at international level. At international level, for example, as you know that I will take an example of onion. In Hindi we say pyaj. In Maharashtra it is said to be kanda. Like in Odisha it is abbreviated, or you can say that pronunciated as iruli. Then in a single country and different regional states, the name of a particular species is different. Another example, if we take a very common domestic bird, sparrow. In Hindi it is said to be gauraya. In Nepal it is said to be passerine. Like so many examples are there, then there is need to give a particular name of each and every species at international level. Then Carolus Linnaeus stood first in this direction to give the international name of any particular species, and he gave a system of nomenclature, or you can say that taxonomy, that is called binomial nomenclature. Binomial nomenclature. In Hindi it is said to be Dvinam Paddhati, as the term bi reveals two, and nomial, nomus to giving name. The name of a particular species is to be given on the basis of two names. Then another question will be arises in your mind. What are these two names for a particular species? From where it is taken? About this problem, on the behalf of this problem, Linnaeus gave a system and a theory at international level to solve these problems. Linnaeus states that the name of any particular species is to be given on the basis of their genus and species. What? Genus and species. The first name should be given on the basis of their genus. It means the first name will be generic name, and another name will be given on the basis of species. If the species is not confined, then Linnaeus also told that it could be given on the basis of the name of discoverer, the name, the place where such species are found, and many more we will discuss ahead. Taking an example of a species, more example of species, plant as well as animal species. How the names were given by Linnaeus. Taking an example of very common vegetable, you know that tea or sweet tea. Its generic name is Paishan. What? Paishan. And its species name is Sativum. Paishan sativum is an international name of tea, which recognized internationally by this name. Another example of animal, taken example of frog. Nowadays rain comes day by day, and you easily look around your surroundings. This animal, its generic name is Rana and species name is Agrina. Then students, you will notice here the zoological for animals and botanical for plant species. Name, international name was given on the basis of their genus and species. Likewise, your name is always attached with your surname. For example, Rahul Yadav, Ashish Maurya, like this. The international name of these living species, or you can say that species, was given on the basis of this system, which is called binomial nomenclature. We will more discuss about this topic in next lecture. Thanks, students.